We may have defeated Donald Trump, but we have not defeated Trumpism. Trumpism is still on the ballot.
Now, you know what you call a business owner who works 9 to 5? Bankrupt.
I understand that if we don't make California more affordable, people are going to continue to vote with their feet.
You know, the governorship is an executive position. And what does an executive do? Executives set goals.
But being a moderate, I'm inclusive to all people when it comes to social issues. And I think that's really important. That's the way most Californians are.
Well, it is a big day in California. It's recall election day, and all of the top candidates are hoping their message resonates with voters as they head to the polls. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Stella Scabito. So what is at stake today? Voters will decide if Governor Newsom should be recalled or if he gets to keep his job. They will also get a say in who should replace him.
We have team coverage this morning. News 8's Chris Groh has more on how the candidates are preparing for today. News 8's Kelly Hessedall is live in the South Bay, where there's a big push to get Latinx voters to the polls. But we begin with News 8's Allison Royal, live at the registrar's office, where voting is underway since 7 a.m. A couple hours now, Allison.
Yeah, it has been a few hours, and there has been a steady stream of people coming in and out of the registrar's office here, but it hasn't been too crowded. I've actually considered it pretty peaceful and organized here this morning. But if you want to be one of the people to come vote, there are 221 polling locations in San Diego County, and you have to be in line by 8 o'clock. After that, those ballots are off.
But once the polls close and the poll workers pack up, they will return their materials and their voted ballots to collection centers, and those will start rolling into our office.
So that was interim registrar of voters Cynthia Paz for San Diego County. She is predicting a 60 to 70% voter turnout for San Diego County. Of course, that's just a forecast, and we will let you know the actual turnout once this recall election is all said and done. According to Paz, 900,000 ballots have been cast so far countywide. She said that they're being tabulated and the signatures are being verified. But keep in mind, Paz expects a ballpark amount of 150 to 200,000 ballots to be dropped off today alone before the close polls later tonight. Later tonight, she said that sheriff deputies will follow those ballots into collection centers. I also asked Paz, hey, what is the most commonly asked question that you are seeing in this recall election? And she said that people often wonder if they are supposed to answer one or both of those questions on the ballot. The first question asks if you would like to recall Governor Newsom, and then the second one is if that recall is successful, who would you like to see replace him? She said that people can vote however they want, so if they want to answer both questions, they can. If they want to answer just one question, that is fine as well. Now, a lot of preparations are underway here. We see a lot of people working hard here in the sun, a lot of really hard working here, including poll workers. There are 69 full-time staff members who work here in the registrar's office, but they actually bring on about 3,000 people to work here on a temporary basis for this recall election. Now, the registrar has until October 14th to certify those results to the Secretary of State. Of course, we don't know when these results are going to come in. That is the big question, but the biggest piece of advice I can give people is just be patient, because this could potentially take a few more days until we know Governor Newsom's fate and who may or may not replace him. I'm going to go ahead and send it back to you two, Eric and Stella.
Well, there are officially 46 candidates on the recall ballot, but some have stood out more than others. So where are the top players here today? For that part of our coverage, we turn to News 8's Chris Groh. Chris?
And here we're actually keeping close tabs on former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer here out of Liberty Station. But let's start with the incumbent, Governor Gavin Newsom. He will likely be in Sacramento throughout the day, watching as the results come in, hoping that he's done enough as governor and on the campaign trail to convince enough people to vote no.
We have 24 more hours to vote no on this Republican recall.
And of course, that was Governor Gavin Newsom just yesterday on the campaign trail in Long Beach with President Joe Biden, again hoping that the messaging that they have been using throughout this campaign will be heard as we enter the final hours, this final blitz, so to speak. Again, they have been relying on the state's COVID-19 responses and then comparing them to other states like Florida, Texas, and Mississippi. Now, of course, the Republican frontrunner on the other side of the ticket, conservative talk show host Larry Elder, who has been very critical of Governor Gavin Newsom, is planning to be in Costa Mesa throughout the day. And we did hear from him throughout the campaign trail as well, too, ironically, criticizing the state's handling of COVID-19, specifically the economic impact of closing businesses. Elder says if elected, he would abolish the state's mask and vaccine mandates on his first day in office.
He can't defend his record on how he shut down the state, ignoring science. He can't defend his record on homelessness.
And of course, we're keeping close tabs on all the candidates, especially the ones here from our local area. Businessman John Cox going to be in Rancho Santa Fe today. And of course, we're also keeping a close eye on where Caitlyn Jenner may be. We are aware that she also just voted in this recall election. Reporting from Liberty Station, I'm Chris Groh for News 8.
1 in every 4 voters in San Diego County is Latino. Recent polls have shown Governor Newsom has strong support within the Latino community. The big question is, will they show up at the polls? News 8's Kelly Hessedel joins us live from National City, which has one of the largest Latino populations in San Diego. Kelly.
That's right, and some political analysts say the Latino vote is what could make or break this recall election for Governor Newsom. Now, we're inside the National City Community Center, where workers tell me they've seen a steady stream of voters all morning long, and they are expecting it to pick up as the day goes on. Now, countywide voter turnout amongst Latinos in this recall election has been low. It trails behind both Black and Asian voters. Just yesterday, the mayor of National City and other community leaders really urged this population to get out and vote. There are more than 8 million Latino voters in California. As you mentioned, 1 in every 4 voters in San Diego County is Latino. Historically, they vote Democratic, but recent elections have shown that that is starting to change. Now, I did talk to several voters out here today about why they came out today to vote.
It's better to come in person and see where the ballot go. And I see there is a special yellow bag to put it inside.
I just feel like it's my responsibility. I've been voting for a long time, every time there's elections. So a lot of my family members, they can vote, but they don't do it. So I'm like, I have to do it.
You know, and she told me that it's frustrating having family members that can vote but just simply choose not to. She says that some people were even unaware that even today is an election. So it's going to be interesting to see what voter turnout is like and how that affects the outcome of this election. We'll send it back to you.